Across the African savanna, one of the smallest birds has chosen one of the strangest ways to survive. Instead of living high in the trees or searching the skies for prey, it spends almost its entire life riding on giants, rhinos, buffalo, giraffes, even zebras. Wherever these massive animals go, the red-billed oxpecker goes with them. At first glance, the relationship seems simple. The bird removes ticks and parasites, while its host enjoys a free cleaning service. For decades, that was the story almost everyone believed. But nature is rarely that simple. Scientists eventually discovered that oxpeckers are far more complicated than they appear. Rather than removing only parasites, they often reopen small wounds and drink the blood that slowly seeps out. They even feed on earwax and dead skin hidden deep inside the folds of an animal's ears. It sounds more like a parasite than a helper. So why don't these enormous animals simply chase them away? Because the oxpecker provides something even more valuable than grooming. It provides an early warning system. Perched high above the grass, its sharp eyesight can detect danger long before its host notices anything unusual. Research has shown that rhinos accompanied by oxpeckers detect approaching threats at nearly twice the distance of rhinos without them. In a landscape where a few extra seconds can mean the difference between life and death, that warning is priceless. But the oxpecker's partnership with giants is only half of its story. Its family life is even more remarkable. Almost everything this bird does revolves around the backs of Africa's largest mammals. Even courtship begins there. Instead of displaying from branches or singing from treetops, a male courts his mate while both stand on the back of a living animal. Surrounded by an endless moving buffet of parasites. Few birds on Earth begin their family in such an unusual place. When the breeding season arrives, several oxpeckers work together to search for a deep cavity inside an old tree. Finding the right nest can take days. Once they choose a hollow, every tiny gap is carefully sealed with fresh dung to protect the nest from predators and unwanted insects. The inside is then lined with soft fur plucked directly from buffalo, giraffes, or antelope, creating a warm cradle for the next generation. The female lays between 2 and 5 creamy white eggs, covered with delicate brown and purple speckles. Incubation becomes a shared responsibility. Throughout the day, the male regularly replaces the female, allowing each parent time to feed before returning to warm the eggs. For nearly 2 weeks, they patiently guard their future family. Then, almost without warning, tiny cracks begin spreading across the shells. One by one, the chicks emerge, blind, nearly featherless, unable to regulate their own body temperature. Every minute of survival now depends entirely on the adults. From sunrise until dusk, the parents make hundreds of feeding trips between the nest and the animals roaming below. Most meals consist of ticks and other parasites collected from their enormous hosts. But surprisingly, that's not all. A significant portion of the chick's diet also includes loose hair, flakes of skin, and nutrient-rich tissue gathered directly from the mammals they ride every day. Food is never collected from distant forests. Their entire pantry travels beneath them. Even more extraordinary, raising the chicks is rarely the job of just 2 parents. Older offspring from previous breeding seasons often return to help feed, guard, and care for their younger brothers and sisters. In some nests, as many as 4 helpers work alongside the breeding pair. Their teamwork dramatically increases the chicks' chances of survival. Weeks later, the young birds finally leave the safety of the tree hollow, but independence does not come immediately. Instead of flying off to explore the world alone, they land on the broad back of a nearby buffalo. Staying close to experienced adults while continuing to beg for food. Only after mastering the art of finding parasites, avoiding danger, and living among giants do they truly begin life on their own. For the oxpecker, the journey from its first breath to adulthood has always depended on Africa's largest animals, a tiny bird, a moving home, and one of the most unusual partnerships ever created by evolution.